Hey everybody, Crystal here, the Pineapple Picker, and today we're going to talk about what sold in the past week. Our last what sold was on April 20th, so this will be what sold April 21st through today, April 27th. Alright you guys, so here we go. So late on Monday, April 20th, I sold a package of airborne chewable tablets, a 64 count, that was sold for $18.99, and I paid shipping. The next day on April 21st, we sold the Bliss Poetic Waxing Hair Removal Kit, and that came in the Wholesale Ninjas buy that I made. That sold for $22.99, and I paid shipping on that. I sold a beeswax carving of a Scotty dog. So this is like a German thing that they do apparently, where they carve beeswax into ornaments and little figurines. I got this at an estate sale along with several other items, and it cost me something like, I think it was around $5 for all of them. So the Scotty dog sold for $14.99 plus the buyer paid shipping, and this was an international sale through GSP. I sold a Disney Pixar Monsters University My Scare Pal Sully. If I can find video, I'm gonna attach it to this video, but my dog hated this thing. I bought it at Goodwill for, I think it was $4.25, and it sold for $34.99 plus shipping. This buyer had several questions about this product, and he was pretty nice about it, so we kind of went back and forth a little bit. And oh, actually it didn't sell for $34.99. It sold for $30 even. He had made an offer and asked for a little bit of a discount because the box was torn, so I agreed to that. But it went really well, and he gave me some really nice positive feedback, which was nice. I sold Creative Memories white 12 by 12 scrapbook pages. Those were sealed. The buyer paid $17.99 plus shipping on that. Then we move on to April 22nd. And we sold two booklets. They were quilting booklets for $8.99 plus the buyer paid shipping. These I purchased at a church sale. I think I paid $15 for whole stack of quilting books and booklets, and also a bunch of VHS tapes. So it was like 15 bucks. At this point, with this and the couple of VHS that I sold, I've pretty much made my money back. So now anything that I sell beyond there is pretty much profit. So then we sold the Genexa Sleepology Sleep Aid, 60 chewable tablets. That also came in the Wholesale Ninjas box. That sold for $14.99 plus I paid shipping on that. And then these next two, so I had locally a person that had posted on Marketplace that they were getting rid of a bunch of magazines, and they had a ton of magazines. Like, it was probably 3 foot high, 8 foot long, probably a couple of feet wide. And I sat there and went through all the magazines and just kind of picked a bunch out. I figured they're free, so why not? So I've started listing those recently. These two sales went to the same person, and it was one of those things where either I wasn't paying attention or eBay flipped it. I'm not sure what happened, because I'm not typically one that would pay shipping on an item unless it's super light and I want to be competitive with the other sellers out there. Then I will offer free shipping, but I wouldn't have on these. No way. Luckily, like I said, they went to the same buyer. So I sold 14 issues of Locomotive and Railway Preservation magazine for $9.99. And then Bandwagon, the Journal of Circus Historical Society, 4 issues of that for $9.99. And both of those had that I would pay shipping on those. So I put them in a flat rate, medium flat rate box, and sent those out because the buyer was in California and I am in Virginia. So that was the best way for me to do that. And yeah, it worked out okay. I mean, I only made maybe like $5 or $6 on that deal. But I mean, if they weren't free and I had paid for them, then I would have been more upset with myself. Next, I sold a Pyrex 623C cranberry purple replacement lid for a casserole dish. Now this is for the 1.5 liter casserole dish, and it sold for $8.49, and the buyer paid shipping. I'm kind of in the midst of the buyer requesting a return on this item. I only paid 69 cents for this at my local, one of my local thrift stores, but the buyer says that they have the larger casserole dish and they're asking to return the item. I told her that I mean, I accept returns, but the buyer has to pay shipping on that. So she's asking if she would get her money for shipping back, and I explained to her no. So I'm waiting to hear back from her as to whether or not she wants to continue with the return. I had all the measurements and I had the model number and all that on there, so I feel like it wasn't really my fault because I had that on the listing. We'll see what happens. So next we sold, we're moving on to, let's see, we've been on April 23rd actually. So we sold 2 of the L'Oreal Infallible Paints Lipstick number 314 Spicy Blush. So that also came out of the Wholesale Ninjas box. And those were $11.99 plus I paid shipping. They're super light. I think that was like $2 to mail those. Let's see. 6 Cambridge Conquest flatware soup spoons. So I bought these for, I want to say it was like a whole box of silverware for something like $10 at a thrift store. And I've already sold off some of this. And this sold for $14.99 plus the buyer paid shipping. And let's see. Next was an item out of my bulk box. So I bought a box from bulk.com and it was uninspected returns. And I had this Swaddle Up is Love to Dream Swaddle Up transition bag in size medium. And it sold for $21.99 and the buyer paid shipping. So this item, the box was kind of messed up, like somebody had torn it open, but the item inside looked absolutely brand new. And it came with the instructions and everything. So sold that $21.99 plus the buyer paid shipping. Next I sold a Leisure Arts cross-stitch pattern book. So it's the big book of baby bibs, and then I had a little bib to go with it. I purchased for $10 and a couple of boxes of Girl Scout cookies. I traded somebody some cross-stitch items that I listed. So this kind of, you know, pays that $10 back, and then everything on top of this will be profit. And then next out of our scrapbooking buy, we sold the Creative Memories 12-inch straight trimmer cutter and the Waves and Swells cutter. So it had like waves and things in the one cutter. Those sold together for $19.99 plus the buyer paid shipping. I sold a Lenox, they were on April 24th. So I sold a Lenox Butterfly Meadow Scalloped Oval Baker for, I had it listed for $39.99, I believe. And the buyer offered $30 plus they paid shipping, so I accepted. This one was a strange one though, because I immediately after he purchased it, it was, I believe it was Friday, and he asked immediately if it could just be shipped ASAP. And I responded with, yes sir, it'll go out tomorrow, no worries. I'll get it out as soon as I can. And then the next morning, right before I was getting ready to print on my shipping labels, he emailed me again, the same exact message. And I'm like, I'm trying. But I have 2-day shipping on all my items. Some of them I have 3-day. but most of them, like some of my earlier ones, I have 3-day shipping on, but most that I've done in the past few months, I have 2-day shipping on. So I usually try to ship every day though. So next we sold, and with this Lenox Butterfly Scalloped Oval Baker, I also bought a tray, and I bought, I believe it was 6 plates, and everything was $40. So I made most of my money back on that. And I sold vintage Burlington Caress 2 King fitted sheet and pillowcases in a floral pattern for $22.99. Plus the buyer paid shipping. This came from a vintage sheet buy. Again, I didn't know vintage sheets were a thing, but they certainly are. And this lady had a whole bunch of sealed sheets. I offered her, one price for all of them, and she took it. So I wound up paying about $1 per sealed item. So this is $2 in, and it's $22.99 was the purchase price. Sold the Action Bible Devotional. This came out of one of our storage units, and that sold for $4.99 plus the buyer paid shipping. Also out of our scrapbook buy is a Creative Memories sticker binder with 20 pages, and I had tons of stickers that I just kind of lotted into that buy, and the buyer paid shipping on that, so it was I believe I had it listed for $49.99. The buyer offered $40, and I accepted, and they paid $26.20 shipping on that because it was very heavy and I had to put it in a larger box. Next up is, again, from that where I got the magazines for free. So they also had their garage set up where they were doing like a house clean out, and the garage was set up so that you could go into the garage and just kind of like pick what you wanted out of the garage for free. So I picked through everything and had a box full of stuff that I brought home for mostly for resale. A few things to keep, but mostly for resale. And one of those things was this vintage Swingline model 113 heavy duty stapler. Now again, I did not mean to put free shipping on this, but it's what happened. I don't know why this keeps happening. I don't know if I'm up late. I know I'm up late listing a lot, but I don't know because I'm up late listing a lot if I'm just tired and I'm not paying as close attention as I should, or something else is going on. But anyway, this sold for $13.99, and then I paid shipping on that. Now I paid close to $10 shipping on that, so I really didn't make much money at all. But you live and learn, and luckily it was free. So. Next, I sold an electronic language dictionary organizer, English to Italian. And this I've had for a couple of months now, but I actually got it at the bins. And I think on that trip to the bins, I probably spent around $10 or $11. And I had a ton of stuff. And I've already covered what we spent. So this sold for $24.99 plus shipping. So that is minus fees and shipping supplies. That's pretty much all profit. I sold 2 Munchkin Miracle 360 Wild Love sippy cups. That's the little polar bear and the orca whale sippy cups. Those we got out of the bulk box the other day, and those sold for $13.99 plus I paid shipping on that. Also out of that box came a Mod Podge. It was a little bottle of that. It was sealed. I checked it and everything was sealed, good to go. They sold that for $9.49 plus I paid shipping. No, the buyer paid shipping on that, excuse me. So $9.49, buyer paid shipping. Good. Next, I sold The Prisoner, the complete series DVD from 2009, 10-disc set with bonus features. So this sold for $49.99 plus the buyer paid shipping. This was also an item that I got free out of the garage. So $50 sale. I picked it out for free. It was just great. A lot of these things that I picked up, I didn't even comp while I was there. I just kind of was like, it's free. I'll just take it and I'll comp it when I get home. I figured if it wasn't for me, then I would just donate them. Next, I sold a Longaberger Pottery Woven Traditions Grandma Bonnie's Pie Plate in pink. That sold for $16.99 plus the buyer paid shipping. This, I actually have another one like this, so I'll be listing another one. This sold for, this came out of one of our storage units. Next, out of the Wholesale Ninjas box, we sold Maybelline Fit Me Matte Set and Smooth Pressed Face Powder Makeup in coconut, $8.49, and I paid shipping. Next, I sold a nutmeg grinder. It's a vintage Marlux France Beechwood nutmeg grinder. So this I purchased at Goodwill for $2.25, and it sold for $24.99, and the buyer paid shipping for that. Then tonight, I haven't had a chance to ship these out yet, but tonight I sold a Falstaff stainless flatware in Sierra Satin, 4 dinner forks for, I sold 2 sets of those for $23.98 plus shipping. And then 2 sets of the Falstaff stainless flatware Sierra Satin, 4 in a set of salad forks. So I sold 8 of those each total. So that's a $50 sale from, those are both from the same buyer. $50 sale from those 2. She paid, let's see, no, $19.45 shipping. I could definitely get her shipping cheaper than that, so I'll be refunding her some of that shipping cost because I know that it'll go cheaper than that. And then next, I had an offer on a sheet, again with the vintage sheets. Vintage Laura Ashley sheet, king flat sheet in solid purple with a border, new in package. So this was listed, I believe, for $24.99. The buyer offered $20 and I took it, plus they paid shipping. So I'll be getting all those out tomorrow. Yeah, so it was a pretty good week. Not bad. I like that, you know, several of those items I got for free and I wound up selling them. I've been listing a lot more of those items today, so hopefully we'll see some of those moving through as well. Some really cool things, like, you know, the newspaper that I got that was on September 12th of 2001, so right after 9/11. Some of those can go for a lot. Most of them are sealed though, and the one I had was not sealed. So I have that listed for $29.99, and I have a watcher on there. I think I just listed it last night. I have a watcher on there. You guys know that a lot of times having a watcher on there doesn't really mean a whole lot, but you know, to me, it's interesting to see sometimes, you know, people are immediately watching items like that. I'll also be putting a total up for our scrapbook buy. I'll put a total up for the Wholesale Ninja buy. And then I'll put a total up for the bulk.com buy. So you should see those kind of rolling through here. I just want to keep you guys kind of updated as to whether or not, you know, we're making money off of those buys. I haven't added up. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and do that too. I'm going to add up how much we've made on our vintage sheet buy, because I bought all those vintage sheets for $50. So we'll see how much we made off of those so far too. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I do have a few items on the way from Shop Goodwill, so I'll be unboxing those here shortly. They should be arriving between, let's see, tomorrow and Thursday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they should be arriving. So I'll probably do a unboxing maybe Friday, maybe late Thursday, maybe Friday, and then I'll air it this weekend. But yeah, it's been a pretty good week. So thank you guys. Thanks for watching. If you like this content and you'd like to see some more, just go ahead and, you know, like and subscribe below, hit the little bell. Yeah, tomorrow is my, tomorrow is my other half's birthday, so we'll be celebrating that. And yeah, I'm going to put that video of my dog at the end of this if I can find it, because he was hilarious with that monster. It goes rawr. Dog did just, he's a big old German Shepherd and he was scared to death of it. So anyway, thanks you guys. Have a great day. Be safe. Stay well. and we'll see you soon. This guy, we have Jackson. He does not like this thing. Jackson! Jackson! Look at him.